Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Monday, April 17th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you were someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. Real quick, a couple clarifications. Number one, the price you see over here will be changing, and the candlestick you see right there will be moving around. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time, but I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. And then second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one here, PTPI, huge mover today, absolute monster move. Now there's a bit of a pullback, and this is where things get a little tricky because I understand if you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, whatever you want to call yourself, and you bought right there, maybe you bought right there, and your plan was to buy and sell within 7 minutes. Well, then yes, from that perspective, the chart looks pretty bad because as you can see here, there has been quite the pullback here that's taken place since hitting the highs. So let me kind of map out this downwards channel here that has taken place. So yeah, there is a downwards channel dynamic here that is formed. There's no doubt about that. Let me change that to green to represent more so the support part of that downwards channel. But if you care about more so the bigger picture point of view, well then think about it. So again, sure, there is this downwards channel that's formed with the pullback. But if you care about the bigger picture, then you're going to ask yourself the question, well, what was happening before this pullback? Well, what happened was this huge explosion right here, which has now actually allowed me to draw a bull flag pattern. Now, once again, this is all going to be relative. I mean, if you bought up there as a day trader, you don't care about the bull flag pattern. But if you are someone that does care about the bigger picture point of view, then yeah, you do have a bull flag pattern. Maybe you weren't even aware of this one, but you do like bull flag patterns. Well, now you know to keep an eye on it for Monday. Next one, INPX, and this is an interesting scenario because, yeah, it started off great with a massive gap up. Price closed there on Thursday, opened up all the way up there, and then had this big old drop. But the big old drop is what makes this interesting because now at least the price has started to go sideways after a huge drop. Now, let me be very clear, and I wish I could say trading was this easy. Just because there is a big move up and a big move down, and then the price goes sideways, does not mean that for sure guaranteed that this is some sort of bottom and that for sure guaranteed the price is headed back up. My point here is, does it become more plausible now to think that maybe this is some sort of, bottoming phase? Absolutely. Case in point, let's just say the price was actually still dropping, and I'm sitting here saying, hey, it's looking like this could be some sort of bottom. You'd be completely justified to say, what are you talking about? Based on what? The price is literally still just going down. But that's not the case here, right? The price has at least started to go sideways. So again, does that mean that it's for sure a bottom? No. But does it become more plausible to think so? Absolutely. So from a support side of things, keep a close eye on that 83-cent mark. And if you're looking for some sort of upwards move of a potential, breakout back to the upside, in my mind, right around that $5 mark is an interesting level. So yeah, if you like to play these scenarios where big move up, big move, and now potential bottoming phase, keep an eye on it. Next one, BOIL. Very, very impressive move here. And this one remains extremely impressive with the amount of volume that it's been getting on a per day basis. But from a grand scheme of things, the thorn in the chart side from a bigger picture point of view is all about that pink line up there, the 200 period moving average, because there has been some great moves. Don't get me wrong. There is a great move, failed. There is a great move, failed. Here's another great move. And the dynamic here that to keep in mind, the common denominator is that all this is occurring below that pink line. Not just because the price gets above the pink line doesn't necessarily mean that, so everything is going to for sure continue to get continuation. But my point here is that, yes, there's no doubt about it. Nice move here. But it's a very, very valid question to say, okay, yeah, but it's still occurring below the 200 period moving average. So is this thing just getting ready to roll back over? Very well, maybe so. But to be fair, that is a two-sided coin. Who knows? Maybe this is the start, or I should say finally the start of a much bigger move where the price is going to get up here and then make another push to the upside, get above that 200 period moving average. But anyway, look at it. Big volume today, big movement to the upside. So it just circles back to the question of, is this the start of something even bigger? Let's see what early next week has to offer. Next one here, XELA, did this analysis yesterday, so that's where the green and red line annotations are coming from. And overall started off fantastic on the day, broke out of the pattern, made the big move up, and then rolled all the way back over, dropped back below that breakout point, all the way down here. And no, it didn't hit it exactly, but I mean, the power of charts, I think we can all agree, got very close to that green line right there, the trend line that I drew in yesterday's video, and now all of a sudden the price is headed back up. And on top of that, as I speak, and this is exactly why I like to do these when the market's open, check it out, the price is back above that red line. The volume is increasing here via the volume bar, or if you just look over there, you can see volumes coming in very solidly right now, which does bring about a very valid question. Okay, is this breakout the start of something bigger? Like I've said, maybe not. Maybe this thing rolls back over, but that's a two-sided coin because, well, I mean, maybe it is the start of a bigger breakout, and this thing is headed up to 6 and beyond come next week. But like I said, it's always exciting when you can ask those questions. Is this the start of something bigger? Because that implies something worthwhile has happened. I mean, you can't ask that question if nothing even happens in the first place, but something has happened here. You got the breakout. You have good, solid volume. So yeah, is this the start of a bigger push, potentially up to 6 cents? Keep an eye on it, especially if you like this price range. Next one, AMC, not a good day at all. Not necessarily because it was a red day, but because from a technical point of view, broke down through a level that had been doing such a good job of holding strong, and that was that green line, which I've talked about in past videos. And you can just a classic example of charts here. And that rule states that when levels of support are broken and closed below, so again, that level was broken, closed below, they tend to act as resistance. I mean, check it out. I mean, you could throw this right into a textbook. Price broke above the level right there, had a little bounce, and then look right where it found resistance at that former support before rolling back over. So if this thing does try to bounce back in the upwards direction, key level now to keep an eye on is going to be that 535 mark. As far as supports are concerned, this is where, you got to give credit where credit's due. Good thing that the price was able to hold above that pink line there. I mean, the power of chart. Look at that. What a coincidence where the price just happened to bounce right at that pink line. 200 paired moving average. So that is a level within the technical world that is important. So that's why it's good at least was able to hold right there. So in other words, moving forward, yes, 535 is the level of resistance, but now right there at, let's just call it $4.90 is going to be that key area of support. So if the price does come down, then yeah, you're going to want to continue to see that level hold strong. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online class that I'm offering next week. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency as a trader and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box. If you're watching at my site, there's an area right there on the webpage that you can click to get signed up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. Next one here, ticker symbol MRAI, and like what was it? The first one, I think PTPI. Yeah, there was a big pullback here, so there's that matter of perspective. Day traders, flippers, scalpers that were buying there or buying right there and wanting to sell within 7 seconds from them. Yeah, the chart's looking pretty rough. But from the big picture point of view, all that's actually occurred here is a good, solid, famous pattern. So let's get this pattern in play. We have our level of resistance. We have our area of support down there at $1.80. And let me change that to green to represent more so the support part of the pattern. Then just make it easier to see. Let's keep it one color. So we have our resistance. We have our support. We have the big movement right there. For you golfers out there, we'll make it a little bit more visual. We'll put the golf hole down here. So this would be a bull pennant pattern. So if you like bull pennants, if you like stocks down below $5, definitely keep an eye on it. Next one here, MARA, and I'm having a case of deja vu because we have an instance of basically that XELA one. Were essentially the same exact dynamic. So I probably should have put this one back to back, but I'll just quickly go over again. Hopefully it sparks your memory here. But started off, dropped down here, fell below the breakout point, and now as I speak, last 30 minutes, the price is now back above the resistance level. Down here, you can see the volume bar increasing. You can see the volume coming in that much more. So that brings about the question once again of, say it with me, hey, is this the start of something bigger? So the difference here is instead of a stock down below 10 cents like XELA was, this is now a stock, still above 10, but down below $15 mark. So if you like to play this price range and you like the same general idea, then yes, certainly a very interesting dynamic moving forward here because gap up, all the way down, has fought back nicely, is now breaking back above that former breakout point. So yeah, is this the start of something bigger? Let's see what happens. Next, SAI, and same general idea as it's kind of been a common theme. Big moves up, and then you had this gap down. But we have an interesting dynamic here because the price has started to go sideways. So as I've said in the past, just because the price has gone sideways here at $3.88 does not mean for sure the bottom, but it certainly becomes a lot more plausible to think that maybe this pullback is finally over. In terms of areas of resistance to watch moving forward, right there at the $5 mark, key level here. So if anything, in the very near term, you can see essentially a little sideways channel has formed. So headed into next week, the main question becomes, is the price going to be able to push up through the upside of that pattern? Let's see what happens. Next one here, TSLA Tesla. Got me today, but looking at a bigger picture chart, not a whole lot happened. So yes, obviously intraday, a whole lot happened. Like I said, it took me to school, especially during that first 30 minutes, acted like it wanted to be weak, and then all the way up there it went. But you know what? Should have been, buying some puts or shorting right at that red line, because yeah, the level that I drew yesterday is essentially right where the price got rejected from this morning, and back down it went. So for any of you that did take note of that, congratulations, you got yourself a very nice entry point. I was not one of those people though, but as far as areas of resistance, nothing has changed other than just confirmation that yeah, this 186.50-ish area is certainly going to be a key stubborn level headed into Monday, and even if the price breaks above there, not that far away, you have that pink line up there, 200 period moving average, which you can see was rejected several days ago right there. If the price does come back down, then yes, you do have this area here at right around the 179.50 mark, but a level that I want to get added in because I'm very curious about it now. Nope, never mind. I want to use these points here because I think that is more obvious, so therefore potential self-fulfilling prophecies. But is that area of support right there? We'll change up the color and make it a little bit different. So keep an eye on that, which puts a potential, maybe breakdown point of right around the 182 mark. So 186.50, 182 near-term levels that I'm, very curious about myself as somebody that watches Tesla on a daily basis. So we'll see what happens with it next couple of days, early next week. Next one, TQQQ, which is an ETF that measures the NASDAQ market. So if you believe the NASDAQ market as a whole is going to go up, this one will also go up. Big difference is just this allows you access at a much lower price point, which makes it very popular. And overall today, a lot of swings, but in all actuality, from a technical point of view, nothing really happened. Now, again, from a trading perspective, I understand. What are you talking about? It was way up here, then all the way down here, and then all the way back up there. But again, from an overall standpoint, nothing happened other than the price getting rejected by this resistance that I talked about yesterday, which is up there at the 27.75 mark. So yeah, there was a fake breakout of it, but generally speaking, that level of resistance held, and then the price came all the way back down here, and the level that I've talked about, that pink line, 200 period moving average, that level held as support. I mean, technically speaking, wasn't even tested, but therefore still did indeed hold. So from an overarching standpoint, going into next week, 27.75 remains that key area of resistance, and down there around, let's just call it 26.65, remains that key area of support. Near-term area of support would be that purple line there, 50 period moving average. Let's just call it the $27 mark. So those are definitely going to be the main dynamics here. But overall, let me take pretty much one big consolidation sideways channel. I mean, in many senses, kind of a chop fest. I mean, just up and down it goes, and it's just really remaining a question of, who is ultimately going to win out, and, is there another entire week of sideways movement? I don't think so. I think next week we get some sort of movement. If I were, forced into a corner, I'm thinking this thing probably tries to push higher here, but that's why risk management matters, because I've been wrong once or twice in my life. So don't take that to heart. That's just my opinion on it. But overall, interesting dynamic here, and let's see how it plays out. So that wraps up the top 10 list. Again, if you like what you saw here, then I want you to get signed up for the free live online class next week. It'll be Thursday, April 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope to see you there. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, do two things for me. Hit that like button. Let me know. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you traded today. Did you make money? Did you lose money? But hitting the like button, leaving a basic comment, help out the channel, and they communicate to me that you're enjoying these top 10s. And as long as I know you're enjoying, I'll continue to put in the required time and effort to get this content out to you. So again, hit that like button, leave a simple comment below, and get signed up for that free class next week. Take care. Have a great weekend.